psoriasis was already night and day, like on my leg. And that was the before and after picture. I think it was maybe a week or even 2 weeks.
On your Instagram, you posted
yeah. And it was just like, my psoriasis that was right after a hunt that I had gone on, and the lack of sleep really flares it up, which I obviously on hunts, I'm eating bad in camp, whatever we're making. You know, I'm getting like 4 hours of sleep at night, and I'm usually living off of a lot of caffeine. Those three things definitely flare it up pretty bad. And so that first picture was like extreme. And then the picture next to it was on that diet for, I think it was a week. Maybe it could have been 2 weeks. I'll have to look back and see. But dude, it was already so much better. I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to keep doing this and just see. So I kept doing it. And, you know, I don't know, it was probably 3 months in. I'm just like, it's like almost gone. And ideally, I think it would be completely gone if I cut out caffeine, which, you know, they talk about you probably won't need caffeine after a couple months. Your energy levels will be better, which they were. I just really fucking enjoy getting all cracked out and getting a bunch of shit done. So
I do love coffee.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But, and then alcohol, you know, I'm not probably ever going to just quit alcohol. Every once in a while, I like to go have some wine with some buddies or go have some drinks. I'm a tequila guy. I'll sip some tequila. But,
as long as you're doing it in moderation, rather, it seems to be okay.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, I've just kind of been sticking to it. I talked to Sean and Paul. I've talked to both of those guys, and basically,
you're talking about Dr. Sean Baker,
yes, Sean Baker
and Paul Saladino.
Yep, sorry,
yeah, both those guys are doctors, and they're also proponents of the carnivore diet.
Mm-hmm. And basically, the idea was do this for 3 months, and then start adding things back in, and just figure out what foods flare it up.
Well, Paul is a proponent of honey and some fruits, you know, and I think when I'm doing it, I do it on and off. And when I'm doing it, I always have fruit before I exercise. Yep. That's what I like to do. I just eat like apples or something before I exercise, and because I need the fast sugar, and I know I'm going to burn it off anyway. Yeah. But I really do feel better when I'm just eating just mostly meat. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind salads. Salads are good. Salads don't seem to have an effect on me, but man, the thing that has an effect on me is pasta and dessert. Yeah. Those are the big ones. They have a big, I feel like shit when I eat a lot of pasta. Yep. And I'm a fucking glutton and I just can't keep doing it. I keep them so dumb. Yeah. I'm so dumb. I know I always feel terrible, but while I'm eating it, it feels so good.
Yeah, so good, man. Yeah, I'm the same. And I've been doing fruits, pretty much most vegetables, like your nightshades, like tomatoes and pepper, I notice. We'll start getting it flared up a bit.
Really?
Potatoes, I've started putting a little bit of potatoes back in here and there, and it doesn't seem too bad yet.
What about sweet potatoes? Is that
sweet potatoes are okay, but mainly just fruits, vegetables. I've been doing honey, even mixing in some whole oats here and there. Paul was like against that. He's like, I probably wouldn't do that, but I just wanted to see, and it doesn't seem to be flaring it up too bad. So what I do notice is sugars though. Like if I have any just processed sugars, you know, anything like your processed breads. I haven't been doing any wheat, like any breads pretty much at all. And I have a little bit of white rice here and there, and that seems to be fine. So, but for the most part, it's mostly meat diet. Yeah.
Now, when you're training, have you adjusted it at all during training?
I had to do that, man. I did notice, not that I felt bad, I feel better, and I'm guessing it's because I'm more of an explosive athlete maybe, but I feel better when I have more carbohydrates in there. So, you know, obviously lots of fruits, you know, for your sugars, but that's where I started implementing a little bit of the whole oats and the white rice too, as a white rice as like a post-workout. But mainly for me, the diet is for my psoriasis. So, you know, if I can eat that stuff and it doesn't flare it up, I'm going to do it because it doesn't make me feel bad.
What about just something bland, like plain rice? Does that fuck with you at all?
No, not at all. And that's
so maybe that's a good option for carbohydrates. I know a lot of, like I talked to Robert Oberst. I had him on the podcast. You know who he is?
No.
One of the world's strongest men, like literal giant.
Yeah.
His head is as big as both of us together. He's huge. He has, he's a funny dude too. Yeah. Really hilarious. But mostly what he's eating is meat and rice.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's just easy to digest, it's simple. So a lot of folks have a problem with bread, like bread and pastas, and it's just, for a lot of people, that seems to be a thing that fucks with them. Good. Yeah, but rice, I would think, is a pretty easy, especially white rice, pretty easy thing to digest.
Yep. And so far, I haven't had any issues. Like I eat it, and I'm like waiting for my psoriasis to just start itching, and it doesn't. So I've also heard people say that like things you eat it's like a delayed effect, up to 30 days or something like that for your psoriasis to like really get affected by it. So
How's that work?
I don't know. And I don't know what to believe. I don't know. That's the thing. I read so many different things. Right. I'm like, I don't know who to believe. So I'm just basically testing shit out on my own. And right now it seems that stuff's fine. So
that's what an elimination diet is all about, right? You just get it down to a very simple diet, and then add back mushrooms, add back fruits. It's interesting, but the reality of human bodies is that everybody's body is different, and some people can thrive off nuts and berries and vegetables, and that's like the best diet for them. And you got to find out what's the best diet for you. It really is what it is.
Yeah, people always ask me like, "Hey, can you send me your diet?" And I'm like, it's bottom line, what you just said. Everybody's different, man. What works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you. Yeah. You got to figure that stuff out. But I can give you kind of a guideline, but
that is, it's really the case. Everybody has a different body, and everybody's body responds differently to foods. Yeah. And obviously allergies and things too. There's a lot of people that have allergies they're not even aware of. Like who was it? Was it Jessica I believe just found out that she was allergic to eggs. And it was like one of the main focuses of her diet. Like she was eating eggs constantly, and she was fucking allergic to them.
Oh no! What would it like cause, or did she feel
just makes people feel like shit. It's just your body doesn't like it. It just it makes you sluggish. You have a hard time digesting things.
I eat the shit out of eggs, man.
I love eggs.
I should probably go do another one of those like food allergy tests. I did one years ago, and at the time I think like amaranth and
what is that?
Fucking I know.
What is amaranth?
I don't know. That's just
so that's you're allergic to it?
Yeah, that was probably.
Seems easy to avoid,
right?
I mean, what the fuck is it? Amaranth. What is amaranth, Jamie?
I think it's a grain, maybe, or it is a grain. Yeah.
What kind of grain? Like,
I don't know. I've seen it very rarely on like.
Whoa!
breads.
Look at that thing. Meet this grain, amaranth.
Yeah.
Okay, it's really a seed, like quinoa. Tiny seeds about the size of, I could avoid the fuck out of that.
You're right. It was super easy to avoid.
You can keep that shit, whatever that is. I have a hard time avoiding fruits. I love fruit, man. I love like a nice fresh orange or apples or something like that. I really enjoy that. I did the full carnivore diet 1 month, and I felt fantastic, and that was nothing but meat.
Yep.
All I ate was ribeye steaks, elk meat, and bacon.
Yep. I did the exact same thing. Yeah. And eggs too.
Yeah. And eggs. Yeah.
What is they say it's so basically it's what was it? Meds? Meat, eggs, dairy, seafood, right?
Yeah.
Meds.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they say is okay for that. But yeah, I did it all of March and all of April, just the full, because I basically, you're one of the people that kind of made me like lit the fire under my ass. Like, let's just do this for the psoriasis. I want to see, because I saw your results and I was like, fuck, I'm going to try it. But
it's just hard because I like food so much. That's the only thing that's hard. I mean, I really do love going out to eat, and I really fucking love pasta. But other than that, man, I'm telling you, I felt better. I felt like I had an extra gear. But it did slow me down with, like when I was doing rounds on the bag, I would notice that like I was kind of gassing a little quicker.
That's what I felt too. And I felt my overall well-being felt good.
Yeah.
I felt like when we're here doing this, I feel energetic. I feel great. But that's why I started implementing a little bit more carbohydrates, because same thing, like I was hitting mitts, and it's not that I felt bad, but I did feel like my explosive cardio almost would like kind of dwindle a bit. And then when I started adding in a little bit of the white rice and the grains and more fruit, man,
came right back.
Yeah.
So. Do you know who Zach Bitter is? Zach Bitter holds the world record for running 100 miles. He ran 100 miles in, I think it was 11 hours and 40 minutes.
Holy shit.
He's a fucking savage. And all he eats is meat.
Yeah.
His whole thing is, but when he goes to do a run, he'll take like glucose gels and he ramps up his glucose for and his carbohydrates for performance.
Gotcha.
But he's a big proponent of carnivore diet, which is really interesting. Because, you know, you think like carnivore, you think like big fucking, like Sean Baker's a gorilla.
Yeah.
Giant fucking dude. But that is not Zach. Zach is, you know, he looks like a marathon runner. I mean, he's an ultra runner. And mostly eats meat.
Yeah, that's
he actually
crazy.
Does a podcast with Sean Baker.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up. Because, that stuff interests me. Those long endurance athletes, you know, being an explosive athlete and then someone that's basically relying on, I guess those guys do rely a lot on fat. And that's kind of what the carnivore diet, your main source of energy should be fat now.
Yeah.
And you're basically making the switch from glycogen, from the carbohydrates to fat. And the first couple of weeks of that, I felt like shit. I think they call it like the keto flu or something like that, where you're just like, I have like my brain's foggy. I'm just like tired. I don't have any motivation, no energy. And then when your body kind of makes that transition, I felt so much better.
I think you can move that along quicker with exogenous ketones. Yeah, you take ketones. There's a bunch of ketone supplements and different things you could take.
I should have done that.
Ramp up your ketones. Yeah. I've done the keto diet too, but I just get bored.
Yeah.
You know.
Diets suck. I hate them.
Yeah, it is. But listen, you know, I had this woman on yesterday who escaped from North Korea, and is one of the most difficult podcasts I've ever done. It was really intense, and it was listening to her talk about starving most of her life until she escaped. You know, us sitting here talking about diet sucking.
We're assholes.
It's just such a privilege to like, oh, I like eating everything. Yeah. Why do I have to only eat meat? If she could only eat meat, you know how happy she would have been. She would have dreams about just eating piles of eggs. You know, really crazy story.
Yeah, man. We're assholes for sure.
Well, it's just you know what you know. You know?
That's crazy. I'm gonna have to listen.
Oh my God, it was hard to listen to.
I bet.
It was having this conversation with her and trying to imagine that there's a place right now on the other side of the world where people are living under the thumb of a brutal dictator, and you know they're starving to death, literally. Like most of the men are 4'10" because they have no nutrition, they're starving, and she's so tiny. I mean, she's like literally one of the most frail women I've ever met in my life because she was starving her whole life. Like when you shake her hand, it's like you feel like her like
bones cracking.
Like she's made out of glass. You know, like she's so small. She's 80 pounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and she's eating whatever she wants now. But this is just because of her life. You know, starving all of her life. It's one of the craziest podcasts I've ever done.
I'm gonna listen to it. Yeah.
Heavy, man. Just really fucking heavy. Like they survived off like bugs. Like
really?
That was mostly what they ate. Grasshoppers is where they got their protein from. No way. Yeah.
And I would imagine like hunting, I mean, they probably don't have the energy to do much of anything, honestly, huh?
She was saying that little kids would catch rats that were eating dead bodies and they would eat the rats.
Oh, man.
They were just so starving that when they caught a rat, they would cook it and eat it. And then they'd get sick and die. And then rats would wind up eating them. It was horrific, man. And that's happening right now.
That's crazy.
In North Korea. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's beyond fucked.
Yeah, I feel horrible for talking about.
I gotta fucking only eat ribeyes. This sucks. Yeah. Do you eat any organs?
I do, and basically I keep all the livers from all the animals I kill.
What about heart?
And heart too. I really enjoy heart. Liver, it's not necessarily my favorite. I eat it because I know it's good for me.
Liver and onions is good.
Yeah,
man.
and I haven't tried that for a long time, and I probably should do that.
I wonder if onions would fuck with your diet, though.
I don't know. I mean,
only
one way to find out.
Right.
Yeah. I would
sauteed onions are so delicious, man.
Some grass-fed butter.
Yeah, I eat the liver as well. I'm a big fan of elk liver. I was reading about these Comanches that would take. I want to do this one day. They would hunt buffalo, and when they would kill a buffalo, they would cut the liver out and then eat it raw and squirt bile on it from the gallbladder. They would take the gallbladder and squirt bile on the raw liver, and that's how they would eat it. They would season it with gallbladder.
What do you know? What the meaning or why they would
salty? I guess the gallbladder salty. The bile from the gallbladder salty. I mean, that has got to be a fucking strong flavor.
Shit, I would imagine
feel like I need
it's
to do that.
Super tangy, just like.
I feel like I should have a doctor on standby. But if I ever hunt a buffalo, I'm going to do that.
No, yeah. Damn it. I ended up getting one, was that 2 years ago now? I wish I would have known that. I would have tried it. But
did you really? Where at?
Yeah. Central California, actually. There was a mountain range out there that it's a 30,000 acre piece of property that this guy basically introduced a bull and like 4 cows to 30 years ago and just put them in there for it. Basically, he wanted his family to be able to hunt them eventually. And over the 30 years, they've kind of just reproduced and they've separated into a bunch of different herds, and all the surrounding ranches, the bison are starting to go in there and compete with cattle and their food and everything. So these guys are getting pissed. So that year was the first year that they basically opened it up to hunting. Like, we need to take a certain amount of bulls and cows off of this property because they're starting to expand off our 30,000 acres. And so I ended up going out there and smacked one with my bow and had a bunch of buddies there with me. We all broke it down and basically lived out that.
Not a lot of genetic diversity.
I know, right?
If you have 1 bull and 4 cows,
maybe it was a couple bulls. I know it was a small group that he just put in there and just let go.
Yeah.
But
they had a hunt in Yellowstone this year. This is like one of the first years because they have so many bulls in Yellowstone that they had a hunt. But what was interesting is the requirements. Like, one of the requirements is no ATVs, no horseback.
I saw that email. It was like a full list of requirements.
Bro, you gotta get a bunch of studs to help you carry out quarters. Yeah. What if you shoot one 15 miles in?
Dude, that's a
big fucking animal, son.
Yeah, dude. There's a picture of me holding one of the back straps. It's taller than me.
Yeah, they're huge.
Oh, it's giant.
Such a massive, massive animal. I've never hunted one, but I did take my kids to Yellowstone, and we were in this one area where you could take photographs of them, and we're behind this area where if they wanted to, they could just fucking run you over.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think my daughters were 8 and 6 at the time, or 9, maybe 9 and 7 at the time. So I was fucking super helicopter dad. Like, the moment these motherfuckers flinch, I'm grabbing these kids like 2 footballs and making a run for the truck. Because I know they smash people every year.
You see videos of the kid just getting tossed.
I know, that was a little kid.
Just
little fucking kid. She landed on her feet, luckily. Yeah. And she was okay. But
people don't realize, those things are dangerous, man. They look like they're slow and just kind of lethargic, but
they run 30 miles an hour.
Oh yeah,
and they'll knock your fucking car into oblivion with their head.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Man, it's crazy. It happens every year out there.
Insanely powerful animal, and so fucking delicious.
Oh yeah.
And so rich in protein, so good for you too.
Moose too.
Yeah.
You've gotten a moose.
Yeah,
huh?
I got one moose once. Yeah.
I drew an Alaska tag a few years back and went with my buddy Pat up there. And we were 150 miles upriver on his little skiff boat.
Wow.
And ended up killing a 63-inch just giant.
Oh, my God.
Me and him. It took us over 10 hours to get this thing all cut up.
63. For folks who don't understand what that means, it's the size of the antlers where they take a tape and they measure it. And 63 inches is fucking huge.
I could lay in it.
That's like this table.
Yeah.
That's like the antlers are the size of this table.
It was crazy. And the funny thing is, so he's an Alaskan resident, and he's the one that told me to put in for the tag. And he's like, you'll probably take, maybe draw it in 10 years. Boom, first year, drew it. I was just
wow. That's crazy luck.
And, it's so lucky. And me and him went up here, but it was they considered a trophy tag, so it has to be at least 50 inches wide, or the bull has to have at least 4 points on its front brow tine. And so he's never trophy hunted, you know. They kill the first yearling that they see, and that's what they live off for the year, you know.
Right.
And so we come around the corner, and this bull just stands up, and it's huge, you know. And both of us are just standing there looking at it, 50 yards. And I'm like, dude, do you think that's 50 inches? Like I've never seen like a bull moose this close. And he's like, man, I think so. But it could be like 49. I don't know. And so we're just sitting there for like, it seemed like 10 minutes just trying to like decide. And it only had 3 and 2 on the front brow tine. So that's out. So it's got to be at least 50 inches. And if you're a half an inch off, like
you're fucked.
You're fucked. Yeah.
They'll
Fish and Game's taking it. From you. You're getting fined. You're losing your hunting license. Yep. And so we're just sitting there for a while, and he's just staring at us. And then finally he turns, and you get that back view, and we're both just like, dude, that's got to be over 50. And so I ended up getting him, and we walked over there, and 63 inches.
Was this a bow hunt or a rifle hunt?
It was a rifle hunt. I definitely could have gotten him with a bow. We were like 50 yards from him, just standing there. But
it's a big fucking animal.
Dude, it's so huge. And then the grizzly came into camp that night and mangled a bunch of the meat that was hanging up.
Oh, Jesus.
The big chunk of neck.
Did you hear it?
Like, no. That's the scary thing. We're sleeping on the boat. It's got like a little cab built on it with like 2 cots. And
did you put the meat in a tree?
Well, we had like a hang station. You see how big those legs are, dude. It would like take everything for us to get that leg that high off the ground, you know. And we're trying to like tie it up there, but you know, everything's pretty low. And the chunk of neck was probably this big around, and it grabbed that, picked it up, didn't even drag it, carried it into the woods about 40 yards and set it down and dug a big hole, took a big shit next to it. And then I don't know if we woke up and it hurt us and it took off because it never buried it, never got it in the hole. But we woke up and like a bunch of the meat was kind of mangled, like some of the hindquarters and stuff. And we're like, dude, screw this. Let's get out of here. So we just loaded everything up. And
do you listen to the Meat Eater podcast?
Yeah, I did that with Ranella, dude. Those guys are awesome.
You did Meat Eater?
Yeah.
Did you do the podcast or did you hunt with them?
The podcast. I want to hunt with those guys.
I've hunted with them a few times. He's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I've watched it.
They had an incredible episode of the podcast. We were talking about an elk hunt they had on a Fognac Island.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know that story where they got attacked by a bear?
Yep.
Like where one of the guys, Dirtmouth, actually was on the bear's back as it was running down the hill.
It's fucking crazy.
Like he found himself because the bear comes piling through these guys, and all of a sudden he's on this bear's back riding it down the hill. And they're talking about a coastal Alaskan brown bear, which is
huge,
like 11 feet tall.
Dude, no way. So grizzlies, mountain lions, and sharks. Fuck that.
They can all go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
Terrified. Those are probably my biggest fears in life.
Have you seen a mountain lion in the wild?
Yeah. I had one stalking on me in Utah.
Really?
Archery hunting bulls. Yeah, I was sitting there. I was filming for a hunting show, and there's a tree line right in front of us, and it's a big sage flat. And basically the bulls would come out of the tree line and they'd cross that sage flat. And so we were going to try to cut them off, you know, and get in position. And we're sitting there and my camera guy's like, dude, what the hell is that? And we all turn around and there was a mama and 4 younger ones just, I don't know, 100 yards behind us.
Oh, God.
And as soon as they saw us look, they like hunkered down. Like they were coming in on us. And as soon as we looked, obviously they like turned around and like snuck back down, and there was a big canyon. They went back down into it. But dude, if we wouldn't have seen, they probably would have came right up on us.
When we were elk hunting 2 years ago, Dudley had one 20 yards away from him. They were both stalking the same elk.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, Dudley is a fucking ninja, right? So he's like super slow, moving quiet, and he looks over and 20 yards away from him is a fucking mountain lion. It's like,
They're
what
both just like
the hell? But, you know, in Texas,
crazy.
You just shoot them. Like in Texas, they're not protected at all. It's just like a coyote. Yeah. They're like, get rid of it. But in California, you can't do anything to them.
You can't even go out of state, legally hunt one and bring it back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But in Utah, you can hunt them. But you have to have a tag. And it's very difficult to get. It's not easy.
No.
Yeah, I had my buddy Adam Greentree gave me some mountain lion meat.
I hear it's pretty good.
I haven't eaten it yet. It's
you
frozen.
haven't?
Yeah.
Is it like some of the backstrap?
Yeah.
I've heard multiple
it's very
people.
good.
Yeah. It's a real light meat, almost looks like pork.
Ranella says it's superb.
Really?
That was his description of it. He said it is superb.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? He goes, amazing.
See, I always have this weird thing about eating
Predators,
things that eat meat.
Yeah.
Like meat, I don't know. It's just, and if you think about what they're eating, like they're not like a coyote where they're just like eating stuff that's been dead for weeks and it's rotting. You know, they basically kill and they eat it fresh. And then once I could be completely wrong on this, but this is what I've been told. My buddy's a biologist, and you know, but basically as soon as it starts like rotting, they basically don't touch it much anymore. They go kill another. Yeah,
probably.
And so they're eating the clean, fresh stuff, but still just the thought of eating something that's eating meat has always been a little strange.
Have you had bear?
I have. Yep.
Did it weird you out?
I mean, it was years ago, and I made a lot of chili and jerky out of it, but. Yeah, bear is definitely on that list for sure.
What's crazy is it was one of the preferred foods of the pioneers, the people that were traveling across the country. They loved it because it's fatty and it was soft. You know, like one of the things about, I guess, if you're just cooking things straight over fire, you would think when you think about bears, you would think for people listening to this that a bear would be like a really dense, really powerful animal like a moose or elk or something like that, but they're not. They're soft. They're soft-bodied, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like almost like gooey.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of fat.
Very fat, high fat content.
And it's a delicious animal.
Yeah.
And they ate the shit out of them when they were traveling across the country, and including a lot of Native Americans. Like the Comanche ate a lot of bear.
It was one that I harvested in Idaho, and these bears were all eating like wild plums. There was tons of wild plum trees all over the place, and so I didn't think it tasted bad at all by any means. Like I would definitely do that again, but I think it's just like that mindset of like, man, I'm eating something that eats meat. But like a bear is different. A black bear especially, like, I mean, a lot of the times they're eating berries and grass and like the fruit tree, like plums or whatever. They're opportunists, so they'll eat whatever the hell they can come across and live off of. But, you know, I think like we have a pig ranch that I guide pig hunts on up in Northern California, and there's tons of blackberry trees, tons of mulberry trees, green pastures because they run a bunch of cattle on it, and then tons of acorns too. So these pigs, like people, I think a lot of the times get weirded out eating wild boar, and they're just like, you know, I think you go a lot of these coastal places where there's drought and like food's scarce, they'll eat dead animals. They'll, you know, even sometimes kill each other and live off of that, you know, and I think that's when you start seeing a lot of that really bad gaminess in the pigs, and then also like disease coming. But these pigs up there are phenomenal, man. And I think it's because they're eating that delicious stuff year round, and they're not having to like scrounge around and trying to like find any type of dead animal that they can and live off of it. And so that's what I try to tell people all the time on, you know, I'm sure bears are kind of the same situation. You know, you got a bear that's in a place where it's tons of food and they're not struggling all the time. They're probably going to taste fine.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
You got a bear that's scrounging and living in a trash can. There's not tons of other stuff. Or that's there and they just decide that's the easiest way to eat. They're going to go do that.
Well, bears will eat rotten meat, you know, and if you get a bear that's been eating rotten meat, it's like apparently the nastiest bears are the ones who are eating rotten salmon. Like when they're you know, like a salmon run and there's a bunch of dead salmon and they eat the shit out of them. And then like Ranella was telling me that he borrowed a guy's smoker and he used it to cook some bear, and he said the smell of fish was so bad that he told the guy, hey man, you gotta clean your smoker out, it just stinks like fish. And the guy said, I never cooked a fish in there in my life.
No way.
Yeah. And he's like, really? And he realized like, oh my God, it's the bear. You know, he's younger at the time. He didn't realize it was literally the bear had eaten so much fish that its flesh smelled like rotten fish. He said that one of the best meats he's ever had in his life was a bear that had been eating blueberries.
Yeah, I could believe that.
They say the blueberry bear is supposed to be just spectacular.
I don't think I've ever eaten one, but
I haven't.
No,
not like that. I've eaten bear from Alberta.
Yeah,
and it was really good. But these are bears that just, you know, we're eating mostly. It depends on what they get. They eat a lot of fawns up there.
Yeah.
A lot of colts, a lot of fawns, a lot of calves.
My buddy was just here in Northern California scouting up in the B zone, and there's tons of bears up there. But I don't think people realize how many bears we have here in California. But he watched a black bear come into a canyon. He was sitting there phone scoping a buck, and there was a doe and a fawn over here kind of lower, and the bear comes up through the bottom of the canyon, and he looks over, he's filming it, and the bear sticks his nose up, and you can tell he gets wind of the deer. The buck takes off, and so he turns over and starts filming the buck still over here, and all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, he hears that fawn screaming, and he pans over, and that bear was standing over the top of it, just ripping it.
Oh,
it's like crazy. And
eating it while it's alive too.
Yeah,
That's
it was screaming. Yeah.
Oh,
and so it's like, I guess people don't realize also how big of a predator bears are on the deer population. Like, I guess you just think, they're probably eating more, smaller game things, or if they find something dead. But no, they'll hunt down and kill fawns, even does, or sometimes even bucks. I got a good story. Dude, it was an archery story years ago when I was young. It was opening day. Me and one of my wrestling teammates, my dad and his dad went this way. We go right. We're coming up this dirt road, and my buddy's like, hey, what's that under that tree right there? And I'm looking, and there's a bear just sitting there staring at us, and he's laying over the top of a giant blacktail buck, like big 4x4. And I'm just like, what the heck? And he takes off. And so we run over there, and I'm just looking at this thing, and that bear had killed that buck, full-grown buck. Like healthy, like it was still warm, like he had just killed it. The only thing eaten off of it was the ass end was eaten off on it. And I did not know that, I guess, black bear at that time would hunt down and kill a mature buck.
Wow.
And it was crazy to come up on it and just see it. Like it had just happened. Like we probably just missed it maybe an hour before that.
Where did it could catch it?
Right?
Bucks are so fast and so nimble.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, and we were back in a spot where unless somebody poached it, but I looked up front, there was nothing in the guts. Like I was actually looking to see if somebody had
there's a wound somewhere.
Yeah, nothing. Clean body everywhere. He had just chewed like one of the back hams off.
Wow.
It was crazy.
So he probably stumbled upon it or something, chased it down, and got it. Wow. That's crazy. Wild.
Yeah.
Dudley told me he saw a moose get its back broken by a grizzly through a scope.
No way.
Yeah, he was looking at it through a spotting scope, and he saw this grizzly chasing this moose and swats it on the back and breaks its back.
No way.
They're just chasing it down, boom, snap, the thing goes down. Like that's how strong a grizzly bear is.
Yeah, and people don't realize how quick they are.
Oh my God, like, so fast.
We were talking about that out there. You see one, and it's like you just think of them kind of like a big, lazy, kind of slow. Dude, they can go.
Yeah. They're lazy until they're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of them running down deer.
Yeah.
Running them down, like closing the distance. A deer's like wide open and they're just closing the distance.
It is hard to believe because when you see them just sort of lumbering along, preserving energy, you just assume. But, they're masters of preservation. I mean, they literally sleep all through the fucking winter. They eat so much that they can just sleep.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
Just the thought of a bear like going to sleep for that long and surviving in a hole, just a bear's life is just so interesting to me. It's pretty crazy.
It is it's a very interesting animal, but the thing is people get so attached to bears. Like there's not an animal that people get more mad at you for shooting in North America than a bear.
I agree.
Meanwhile, it's like I guess people are just accustomed to people shooting deer. And they understand. They see deer get hit by a car. They see deer everywhere. And it's rare that you see a bear because bears are a little cautious being around people. But there's plenty of them.
Oh yeah,
and
tons of them.
They make a big dent on wildlife. And if you don't do something to manage them, like my friends John and Jen live up in Alberta, and where they are, like. There's bears everywhere up there. You can't imagine how many bears there are. And this is like really, really dense woods up there.
I see a lot of the videos of you guys up there.
It's a crazy place. Yeah, it's really crazy. But because of Canada and the lockdowns, they can't even get up there. Yeah. No one is allowed to hunt up there. You can't, people can't come across. Most of their business was Americans coming up to Alberta to hunt. And for the past 2 seasons in a row, they've had no income.
Dude, that sucks.
It's crazy.
Are they taking care of them as far as, what are they supposed to do? I mean, what are they doing in that situation? Yeah, are they?
I don't think they do
nothing
shit
at all, huh?
I mean, I can't imagine they do. I mean, how would they? I mean, like their business is based on customers and then tips.
Yeah.
So like, how could someone take care of them? Like, what is it? What is someone going to do?
No.
How could the government supplement that?
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what they've been doing, but they're stuck.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even, like,
They're
if you
good
come from
people, too.
Canada, they're great people.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah.
They're awesome. I love them too.
Mhm.
If you come from Canada into America and then you try to go back to Canada, I think there's like a 14-month quarantine. And
What?
yeah. Oh, excuse me. 14.
I was-
Excuse me. 14.
I was like, what?
I'm using words wrong. 14-day quarantine. And I think also your I don't even think it's that easy to come across. I think you have to have a reason. Like, there has to be like some clear
gotta
cut
be work
Yeah, because
related.
like I was just reading something about the border being shut down. So I don't know what that means.
I think it is, and it like so. Paul Bride, who does a lot of Kuyu's photography, he's up there, and I know he came down kind of. I think that was last year, kind of in the midst of everything, and at the time it was essential workers only could come into the United States. And he had a hunt that was planned in California that he needed to get over there to film for Kuyu, or to do photos for. And he came in, he did the hunt, and on his way back, they like hammered him. He told us like they threatened him, like, you are not an essential worker, basically. You are not allowed to travel if we catch you doing it again. I think it was, what did he say, like $700,000 fine, and there was a certain amount of time in jail if he did it.
$700,000.
Yes, $700,000 is what they told him, and then he had to go quarantine for 14 days away from his wife.
Jesus Christ,
It's nuts.
Canada is. It's interesting how different countries handle these things, lockdowns, and in different states. In this country, you're seeing differences on different. Like New York City just instituted they have a passport essentially. If you want to use a gym, if you want to use, and this is not even like a COVID test, like where you test negative. You have to be vaccinated, which doesn't make any sense.
I don't
because
get it,
if you're vaccinated, you can still spread it.
Yeah.
You can catch it and you can still spread it. Like, you can do rapid antigen tests. It takes 10 minutes, and you could find out whether or not someone has it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. I mean, they've been doing it now for a long time. The idea that you're going to have a vaccine passport, like a vaccine is the only solution to this, it's preposterous.
I don't get it. I mean, the logic with some of this stuff is so ass backwards.
A lot of it's like, fear-based. People are just panicking, and they don't know what to do, and they feel like, this is a easy-to-follow solution. If everyone just got vaccinated, but that's not really the case.
No.
Because everyone would have to get vaccinated simultaneously. And then even then, there's a lot of articles that are out there now. There's scientific papers that have been written about vaccines that don't eliminate a virus. Like, they still allow someone to catch the virus. Well, that can possibly lead to variants that are even stronger.
Yep.
The whole thing is fucked. And
It is.
And again, I hate to be the fucking guy who keeps beating a dead horse, but they never talk about your health.
No.
They never talk about losing weight. They never talk about exercise. They never talk about vitamins and all the things you can do to strengthen your immune system. Never bring it up. It's just a bunch of fat people eating McDonald's trying to get a vaccine. Like, this is the only thing that you can get.
That's it. Yep.
It's crazy.
It's so frustrating. It is beyond. I mean, we could sit here and...
Well, there's also people that have already had it. People that have already had it and have antibodies, they still want you to get vaccinated. Like, Jamie has antibodies from 9 fucking months ago. Look at him, flexing.
I just got tested. I had them too, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. Pound.
When was... Yours was from February?
February of last year, which I don't even know. I never got tested then. It was just the big hunt expo in Utah that we do every year, and I got extremely sick, and all the symptoms were the same as COVID. It could have been
February
the flu,
of 19?
Yeah.
Wow.
20.
So
no.
February of 19, there was no COVID yet.
You sure?
Yeah.
So then
November of 19 was when it was happening in Wuhan.
So how would it have been in February?
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, duh. See, again, I'm bad with numbers.
No, I'm
words.
pretty sure that's when it was. So last year.
20. It would have been 20. It would have been
like a year and a half
while the
ago.
pandemic was happening, right?
You're right. Well,
yeah.
No, because
right
last
before
year.
the pandemic started.
Well, the pandemic was March, right? So
Of
you
last
caught
year?
it. Yeah, March is when everything shut
Gotcha.
down.
Then it was February
so
last year. Sorry,
you were
sorry.
at February of 2020,
Yes.
right before everything
Correct.
shut down.
Yes,
right,
yes.
right, okay.
That was it.
That what they're thinking about right now is, holy shit, how do we break up this consensus? Like, what do we need to do we can't have bird watchers agreeing with off-road users
Right.
and bow hunters.
Right.
That's we
Right.
can't win that.
Right.
We need them to be only bird watchers, only bow hunters, only off-road users.
Well, what we need to do is be apolitical. And I think we were with this, which
Yes.
is beautiful. So the Democrats, the Republicans, and the people like me that are fucking politically homeless, they all came together on this and said, no, this is stupid. And all these people, oh, you voted for this. Fuck you. Nobody voted for that. Fuck you. Like, this is
That's-
one guy. And if that didn't work, if we didn't have an impact, and if nobody stepped up and people like you weren't so steadfast, that would be in the history books. That Mike Lee guy would be the guy that you see, your kids see in 40, 50 years, and they read the history books. They go, oh, that guy did this?
Yeah, he'd have a proud statue inside a giant strip mall, something that used to be public land. And be like, why is that here?
Probably would.
It's because we gave up.
Yeah,
That's what
probably.
happened.
Well, it depends on who's writing the history books, right? It could be that he would be a hero. He turned it out. They generated $200 extra billion that did nothing. Did nothing for this. I mean, this big, beautiful bill, doesn't it raise the debt by $3 trillion?
I think that's what they came down to. It started at 4 and now it's at like 3.3 trillion. Yeah. And there's so much to it too. Like I said,
So
this is my
crazy.
own personal dumpster fire.
What Trump wants is growth. He wants economic growth, and he thinks he can get it out of this, and that's the overall net benefit.
Oh, and there's some
And I hope he's
bending over backwards, right? Like that Arctic trip that we were talking about. We went up to the 1002 area on the Arctic Plain. Just
Debt ceiling
absolutely.
increased by $5 trillion.
Did that just happen, Jamie?
Just looking it up. It did pass this afternoon.
Oh,
we started, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was
150
gonna
billion
ask.
in additional border security. Well, we probably need that. 154 billion in additional defense spending. You gotta feed the demons.
The Golden Dome thing,
Dude,
which is not.
What's the Golden Dome?
That's
Space-based Golden Dome missile defense system.
Yeah, Trump was enamored with Israel's missile defense system and wanted one, and most of the experts were like, that doesn't really work with our land mass.
Oh boy.
There's
Also hypersonic missiles. There's a lot of shit that doesn't work with.
there's a line item in here for I think it's a few $billion for our next big birthday, America's next big birthday, which I always think of affordable housing when I think of like, I bet the folks like having their own little individual parties and might think it's okay to throw that couple $100 million at an issue versus fireworks and parades. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, man, we have got to stay unified on these things.
Stay unified and avoid the comments, folks. And don't be scared. Don't be scared to speak out against something that you know is wrong.
And you jackasses, if you want something real bad, like I want public lands, public waters, public wildlife for the people real bad. When that shit talker converts and is like, yeah, public lands are sweet, I called my senator, I don't say, fuck you,
Right.
shit talker. I say, thank you, dude. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, most of those shit talkers don't have good friends. The people that are actual human beings that are losers, the reason why they're losers is because they're in a bad spot, okay? And any one of us could have been that person. Any one of us could have been that person that's surrounded by bad people. They have a bad job. They got a bad relationship. They live in a bad area. There's not a whole lot of hope. Not a whole lot of happiness. And so you try to tear down everything around you.
Yeah, you put your petty shit
Yeah.
over the top of the real shit.
Yeah, but my perspective is, look, I can't fix everybody, so I can't help you. But I don't want to interact with you. So I don't have the time, I don't have the resources, it's impossible. And I don't like it. I don't like arguing with people, so I don't want to do it. If you talk to people one-on-one, most people are pretty fucking reasonable.
Pretty amazing,
But
really.
when they're just shouting out into the void like that, guess what? You don't have to read it. You don't have to listen.
Yeah.
You don't have to interact.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad for you. It's bad for your brain. Everybody that I know that's on social media all the time is super unhealthy. Every one of them.
Yeah. for good reason.
Yeah.
It's a trash pit.
Yeah.
It
burning trash pit.
worked really well in this case.
Yeah.
Because it allowed that community to build fast and be reactive.
But you have to curate your community online the same way you curate your community in the real world, you know. And this is part of not reading the comments, because the comments is the whole world, you know, or the people that are interacting. It's not really the whole world, but again, it's just it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth going in there.
And people, if you want to win, like, identify that freaking goal and think, okay, what's going to help me achieve that goal? Mm-hmm. It's not putting your petty shit above the goal. Right?
But again,
you bury that stuff deep down inside and you say, great, thank you. Thanks for hopping on board.
Yes.
Please tell your friends.
Yes.
We're going to get to this goal together. That's awesome.
I think that's best done on a group basis. Like, just make a post, thank you to everybody that did it, but don't interact with individuals. It's just not worth it. The people that I know that do it, they all get fucked up. Because it's just like, it just takes one comment that gets under your skin. That carries you around while you're hanging out with, you're at your kid's baseball game and you think, that cocksucker on Twitter. You know, and there's a lot of people out there that are doing that, man. You're watching your kid hit a home run and you're not even happy. You're mad about some fucking random dude who you don't even know if it's a real person.
No, is the truth. I told that group I was with up in the Arctic, man, I'm like, I read them because I want to understand the argument and see if that's really the argument. Like, is this really where people are coming from? Or is it just an asshole?
There's mostly just an asshole, and even their argument probably sucks, but also a lot of it's artificial. You got to think about how much money is involved in selling off this public land, and how much of an interest do people have in pushing a narrative that would say that selling this public land is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, there's money involved in this. Whenever there's money involved in this, you can pay for it. There's services where you can start a campaign. Like, it's not real. There's services where if you want to push a narrative, you could use their service and they will incorporate this bot farm and they will push it towards whatever you want to do. And it's legal. That's what's fucked.
Oh, that's so fucked.
Yeah, it's lying. It's just lying with computers. Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's still a lot of people out there on the interweb going, well, I read it on the internet.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's whole articles reading. One commenter said, no, they didn't. You know, if that's a fucking robot, what are you going to make a retraction? No, you're not. You're not. If that's AI, are you going to say something about that? Are you going to say there's a problem? No, you're not going to say, because your whole business is clickbait. And the more you have negative comments you could use to start the formulation of an article, okay, that's how you make a living. And so don't read their fucking articles either. Oh. This is the key. Just like, you have to just interact only with real humans.
I got in the practice of just being like, okay, what I'm about to say is going to be political, involves scary words, Democrat, Republican. It's going to make you uncomfortable. Don't believe me. Go to thefederalregister.gov. That's the source material. Read it for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you what I read in there on these pages. That's the source material.